All right, so if you're really trying to get a great cup of coffee and just overall step up your coffee game, then getting a conical burr grinder is gonna be one of the best ways to do so. If you're making an espresso, pour over coffee like V60, or even French press coffee, this is gonna be a great overall grinder to have you taken care of in all different types of coffee that you plan on preparing. So if you're like me and you like to drink espresso, but you also like pour over coffee, you like to make coffee in different ways. As you can see here, I have my whole station here. I went ahead and just picked up this conical burr grinder as a side grinder instead of using my espresso grinder because I like to keep it at that specific setting for the beans that I'm using for that week or so. So then with this one, I can actually change it up and really dial in the exact grind size that I want if I plan on switching it up like a French press or a pour over. So this one specifically is just really, really nice. I really like the way that it's designed. It just has this really sleek look to it with the chrome around the edges. When it comes to the hopper itself, you can easily pop it off and clean it just like this. It's gonna have you taken care of 12 cups of grounded coffee. And then when it comes to the different grind modes, you have 35 different grind modes. That's gonna be probably one of the most that I've seen on the market. Most of them have like 10 or 12 or 15 or so. This is gonna be 15 different grind modes. So as you can see here, you can even hear it clicking into each individual grind mode. So obviously the more coarse it is, the more closer it is to a French press, and the more fine it is, the better it is for an espresso. It has this cup here at the bottom that has a really nice lid that you can go ahead and close it all the way if you wanted to. You can actually pop off this entire lid, and it also has a max fill as well. It easily pops into place, almost like a magnetic style of container. And then on the top, you're gonna see this simple design that's gonna be a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, or 12 cup. So depending on how much you actually put in the hopper, you can go ahead and change it. So if you really fill it up all the way and you're just really trying to grind through a bunch of beans, you can go ahead and just put it on 12. Usually that's what I like to do. So if you're actually using this for an espresso and you have an espresso machine that doesn't have a built-in grinder, then a great option is go ahead and dial it into the espresso grind that works best for you. And then you can put it on something smaller like a 2 cup or a 4 cup, because you actually, if you're just doing a smaller dosage, you don't have to have it running for that entire time. Because essentially what this dial is going to do is actually make it grind longer or shorter amount of time. And then to turn it on, all you have to do is press down just like that. It's gonna go ahead and start grinding. And then it'll automatically turn off, so you can go ahead and do other things in the meantime, like set up and prep your coffee station, let it grind, and then it'll come back to a freshly ground cup of coffee. One of the most important things about a grinder when it comes to coffee is having a burr grinder. So as you can see, when you take off the hopper, this is gonna be the actual burr inside right here. So instead of using blades, this has a burr grinder. And what this does is it essentially grinds the beans in a specific way, so you have a precision style of ground coffee. So that means that every bean that goes through, it's gonna be consistently ground in the same exact consistency of if you plan on having it more coarse or less coarse, compared to like a spice grinder or a blade grinder. That's just gonna pretty much randomly grind up your beans, and you don't really know exactly if it's consistent or not. So you're not able to stay consistent in brewing your coffee and getting that perfect taste of coffee that you like every single time. Since it is a burr grinder as well, it's gonna be an anti-static burr grinder chamber. So what this means is that all of the beans that you actually put in, most of the times, like in other grinders, they have a lot of static and it holds a lot of the coffee grounds before they actually go through the system and go into here. But since this is an anti-static coffee ground chamber, all the coffee beans that you put in here are actually gonna come out, so you don't have to keep re-weighing it after you pull it out to make sure that you're getting all of your coffee grounds. I know it's a lot of fancy coffee talk, but honestly, it is super easy to use. If you're getting started in making coffee overall, I would say this is a great option for everyone out there to start learning on, or if you're a intermediate or expert when it comes to making coffee at home, I still think this is gonna hold up for most people. So if you're looking to pick up a new grinder for your coffee, if that may be for espresso, pour over, V60s, or even French press, then this one machine right here is gonna have you taken care of, and I would highly recommend picking one of these up.